Hey, social media nutcrackers and big dreamers. My name is JanaKingsford, Chief Big Dreamer of the Internet, and I'm being really super smart with this. So, here's the deal. I researched a whole lot of keywords around social media and personal branding and looked for like the highest searched keywords that actually weren't being met with valuable content on YouTube, and YouTube is actually one of my long-term strategies. So I've had a YouTube channel for years and years and years. Obviously this is like social media nutcracking is looking at Facebook. To me is a really short-term strategy because the content that you create on Facebook actually doesn't have much life after it's live. But Instagram kind of has long-term-ish, a bit more long-term, like the photos, you see them as a grid, versus when you look at Facebook, it's really live. It's literally like, you'll see the last 3 posts from somebody if you scroll through their timeline, but not really. Like if you follow them, you're just gonna see like up to date. And if you if they posted something on Friday and you haven't gone and looked at your social media on Sunday, you're not gonna see anything from them. So Facebook is about live, continually updated. It's very live content. Once it's live, it's no longer kind of relevant on Facebook. That's kind of like Facebook's things. It's got to be live. YouTube is my long-term strategy. So here's what I'm doing. I'm kind of doing a super sleuth here. Hey Wendy, so awesome to have you here. So what I'm actually doing is creating these. So on YouTube, it makes so much sense to actually create a video specifically for YouTube that is concise, to the point, and actually answers all the questions that are in the tagline or in the title. That's like whatever the title is. So this one is how to create a profitable personal brand on social media. So what I'm actually doing is recording this live inside of my social media nutcracking course because it's actually really relevant for you and it's live, but then it's also got this long-term value. So I wanted to put on my YouTube and have the things that I'm going to talk about really quickly and hopefully an under 10-minute video for you guys. And I'm going to talk about the things of how to create a profitable personal brand on social media. So here we go, let's go. So they're actually more so mindset shifts. So the first one is buy-in versus opt-in. Now I did a whole video on this. It might be on my podcast or on my YouTube or my Facebook. If you look at buy-in versus opt-in, JanaKingsford, search it on the internet, you should be able to find whatever it is. This is actually a concept that I created years ago when I realized that sometimes with a person online, I didn't want to opt into them. I just wanted to buy in under the minutes. I know, right? So buy-in versus opt-in equals, I know, 10 minutes, right? So buy-in versus opt-in is really a mindset shift for creating a profitable personal brand on social media. Really comes down to actually that you can get, it's just as easy for you to get a buy-in as it is to get an opt-in from your social media. So if you are delivering fresh, amazing content every single day, live and alive on all the platforms that resonate with you, all the platforms that you love to hang out, have your central hub where you connect. So I deliver and I try to get a lot of people over to my Facebook because that's where I actually form really genuine connections. It's actually not the place of my biggest following. So on my Facebook is actually the lowest following out of all my social media, but it is the highest converting because a lot of the times I'm bringing people from my Instagram and from my YouTube and from my Twitter and my Pinterest, but more so YouTube and Instagram. I'm bringing people over to my Facebook because that's where we can get to know each other. That's where I can connect. That's where we can like create a genuine, authentic relationship where it's like, oh my God, I love your stuff. Oh my God, I resonate. So that's where the relationships start. And I get them to come over to my Facebook so we can see if we vibe. If they go to my Facebook and they're not really into it and we're not vibing, that's totally fine. It just means that they're being disqualified or qualified as an amazing part of the Big Dreamers community. It's simple as that. So buy-in versus opt-in means having this mindset shift that, you know, you actually don't need to build your lifts to have a profitable personal brand. And this is what you'll find when you watch every single YouTube video about creating a profitable personal brand on social media will generally be, you got to build a list, you got to build a list, you got to build a list. And I actually I know that is the responsible online business advice to give, right? It's the responsible way to go. Yes, Wendy said, yes, I bought from your Facebook. It was a no-brainer after watching your free content. Exactly, thank you so much, which is like so evidence-based and proof is in the pudding, is it's literally like, I would have missed out on that sale. I would have missed out on that, you know, an extra amazing person to add to the Big Dreamers community, to add so much value to the community because she gets so many results, and then she can go out and speak onto the front lines like Wendy Jasper can and go, hey, oh my God, I got these amazing results. And it's such an amazing addition value add to the community to have these people that resonate with the message and they're really like they're bought in, not opted in to like a freebie. So I want you to remember that you actually don't need to do the freebie funnel thing to be able to have a profitable personal brand. It means like really commit to being a super duper creator on social media, and that you can do buy-in versus opt-in. So your customers, your community, they buy in to actually get a gist of what it's all about. So they buy in by buying your book, they buy in by buying your courses or your mentorships or your masterminds. That's how you create a profitable personal brand on social media. So it's not based on brand deals, it's not based on affiliates, it's based on being a life worker where you sell your life's work for a living, which is the Lifeworkers model. Go and check out my details on the Facebooks, on the Instagrams. It depends when you're watching this. This may or may not be what I'm currently launching, but you can always message me and ask me about Lifeworkers. Okay, number 2 is results in advance. The RIA strategy. The RIA strategy means results in advance. If you're not getting people results by watching your Instagram, looking at your Instagram, watching your Instagram stories, they're not getting any results, as in like any shifts of any skill sets, any mindset shifts, any strategies, any just watching you serve and watching you and learning by the way that you're showing up. That could be you just showing up and showing them how you do what you do. If people aren't getting results in advance, and those results are subjective, it's whatever they feel like is a result for them. If it shifts them into action around the thing that you're teaching them on, that's a result in advance. But also giving away strategies, but like I always say, strategies are not the only form of service. So don't forget that. Showing up consistently and constantly, rain, hail, shitstorm or shine, is actually results in advance, because you are going to be a reliable source of whatever they're coming to you for, whatever you are teaching them about, whatever you're preaching about, whatever you're sharing about, whatever your one thing is about. So results in advance is the number 2 thing to create a profitable personal brand, because it's really based on, to be able to be a profitable pure personal brand, you've got to be actually getting people results in advance of them even working with you at the highest capacity. They will work with you at the highest capacity, and therefore you become and have a profitable personal brand if they are getting results in advance. Now let's look at profit for a second. Profit on social media means you've got profit margins. So this comes down to, social media is actually a free platform. Social media, it's an organic online business model. The way that I teach in Lifeworkers, it's an organic online business model, which means it is extremely profitable because we're cutting out all the middle stuff, right? We're cutting all that stuff out. So that's number 2. Results in advance are the way that I'm able to have an organic online business where I don't need to set up really intricate funnels and spend a lot of money on things that chew into my profit margins, and I can have an extremely profitable online organic business because I base it on the results that I'm getting for people. Is this helpful? All right, I'm recording this like in a different way than I usually would do my live stream riffs, because I'm going to download it and upload it to my YouTube. Number 3, be yourself. Be yourself is easy because a profitable personal brand is based on your ability to stand out. All right, so think about it this way. If you want to be a profitable personal brand on social media, first of all, you have to stand out. How do you stand out? You have a beautiful giftedness of being yourself, will be the only way that you can stand out. That's the only way they're going to be able to differentiate yourself. And you might think there's not very many differentiating things about yourself, but that's probably actually, obviously that's not true, but it's also, there's obviously so many more layers and levels of yourself that you get to discover, and also realize all your quirks and everything that you're keeping inside and everything that you're hiding and the things that you're not showing. And there's always layers and there's always levels to this, right? That BYS factor, the be yourself factor, I promise you that is literally how you can stand out. And then the more you can stand out, the more that when you do show up and when you do serve, you can sell, and you'll sell to more because you have showed up more as yourself, which means you're standing out more, which you're becoming known more, which means more people are following you, which means more people are becoming privy to your work, and that means you're going to have a profitable personal brand on social media because you are being yourself. So BYS is be yourself always. All your marketing, if it is not you through and through, it's not going to be profitable, because you're going to have to spend a shit ton on Facebook ads, you're going to have to spend a shit ton on funnels, you're gonna have to spend a shit ton on staff to set up all the things to help you to stand out, because you're really not being yourself and you're not actually accessing the superpower you have of being yourself. Number 4, sweet selling sequences. How you guys liking it? Oh, hi Kelly Red. Hello, I didn't know you were there. Hey, I'm trying to always help. I'm so happy. I'm actually pre-recording. This is basically, I'm pre-recording a YouTube video on my Facebook in my social media nutcrackers group, because that's cool. So what else? Okay, so I've got my green juice. It's amazing. Sweet selling sequences. So one of the things I'm always talking about and always preaching about is making sure that you show up and you serve and you sell every single day, which means that you've got to have something that you're selling. But to make it profitable, I really believe in the power of sequencing. So sequencing and sales go together like bread and butter. There's so many of my peoples are gluten-free and organic and like they don't eat bread, so that probably doesn't work, but you know what I mean. They go together really well. So sales, you'll have more sales the more that you've actually looked at, do my sequences of what I serve. So does it make sense? The sequencing of what I'm selling, does it make sense? Does it feel like people are getting whiplash? Like a lot of people like launch something that's like about one topic and then they like change direction and they give their audience like whiplash and they don't know which way is up and down or left or right, and they don't actually know what's happening, and so they can lose contact. Yep, don't eat bread. See, so many of my people don't eat bread, so that does not work. So what I've noticed is sweet selling sequences has always been something that I've really been obsessed about. Sequencing plus sales equals scrumptiousness, doesn't it ever, Kelly the Brown? Oh my god, it so does. Do you guys like my little, oh my god, how cute is my green juice thing that I'm having right now? I'm having a green juice and a coffee situation. I'm having my own little party of one down here, guys, to talk about. So I'm doing like my little set. I'm doing like a set, like my gig. By the way, that's kind of like a social media thing. I just said to hubby and the kids, we had a big night with friends here last night. They came, two years ago, we met these people traveling. Record scratch, story time. So 2 years ago when we were here, we love this place. So we were here 2 years ago, and then we met these people that were camping here, or caravanning here, and so 2 years later, now they've come and they live 25 Ks and they came and stayed for the weekend with us. It was so cute. So we got to spend time with them. They've got a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, so it's so cute spending time with them. And it was so amazing because she's literally was such a newbie to self-development. And so when she we became friends obviously after that, and she would have been freaked out by my social media. Like anybody would be like, oh my god, I didn't know she was like this. But she said, you actually were like my gateway drug into all these self-development people that I'm just like, they're blowing my mind, like Eckhart Tolle, oh my god. And she's like, do you know that guy? And I'm like, oh my god, you're so brand new to self-development. And like self-development and collective development, whatever we want to call this kind of thing, self-helpy sort of situation. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of do. And she's like, oh my god, in the 4-hour work week. And I'm like, shit, I read that in 2008. And she's like, oh, of course you did. Oh, Mel Robbins, the 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 girl. You showed me about her and I love her. And Marie Kondo. Like, she's one of the people that doesn't actually like any of my posts, but she's said how much I've helped her this year with all the content that I put out on my personal profile just by being friends with her. And she's actually like, and she's so many amazing, like big, huge life events have happened for her this year. So she said, thank you so much. Like, this is huge for me, what you share. And I never realized, because I'm always about like comment and cheerlead, but some people just don't do that, and that's okay. But you got to remember, those results are having this subliminal effect, and you don't even know how far and wide your message is being sent. Oh, hi Rachel. I just saw messages coming through for you. Boxering coming through, Voxers. I want a green juice now, totally. So good. Okay guys, so what was I talking about? Because this is meant to be a YouTube video, not a freaking long 2-hour, which I'm going to be going over actually this is like my warm-up. So many don't comment on Facebook. Wendy says, yes, so many don't comment on Facebook, but tell me in person how much I've helped them. Exactly. So many people are getting way more results than we could possibly imagine. So sweet selling sequences. To have a profitable personal brand, it means that you just don't whack out willy-nilly courses like course churning machine and just whack out shitty courses all the time and crappy courses with no rhyme or reason and with no sense of service of the sequence of how they're rolled out. I'm all about sales and sequences of what makes sense, because whether or not somebody's going to buy it, because obviously I'm going to go all in, I'm going to sell the shit out of the thing that I'm selling, right? I'm going to sell the shit out of it. But either way, I want them to be served through the selling sequences that I do. The selling sequences as in like the bodies of work that I release, and do they make sense together? Do they work as a cohesive whole even if they're totally different? So if I launched Me Brand Method, right? Me Brand Method is a personal branding, and then I launched Belief Work Bootcamp. It can feel like whiplash if you think of it like that way, but for me it was like that's the next progression from there. And then it was social media nutcracking, and then from social media nutcracking now I'm launching Lifeworkers. So this is a beautiful sequence where I've actually taken in consideration where people are at the cycle as a customer, community or client, where they're at in the cycle of my business, in the cycle of the Big Dreamers, in the cycle of the community. Whereabouts are they at, and how can I serve the community more by actually thinking in a bigger, higher sense of what can I sell that's going to make sense, that's actually going to be of service, and what is the right sequence that serves that, as like serves me teaching that, serves me serving, and serves that messaging around whatever body of work that is. So really, whatever I'm selling, it's got to make sense. It's got to be a sequence that I've actually thought about. How does this serve my audience? Whether or not they buy is irrelevant. Does this sequencing serve my audience? Does it feel like whiplash? Like 1 minute she's talking about manifesting, and the next thing she's talking about, I don't know, something completely different. But usually mine have like this flow, maybe at the two ends of the spectrums over the 6 months. There's totally different courses, but a lot of the times they have a sequence to them. They like make sense. They work together. That's why I'm doing the bundle at the moment with the Me Brand Method bundle, the Social Media Nutcracking bundle, and the Lifeworkers bundle together. So Lifeworkers, Me Brand Method, Social Media Nutcracking as a bundle. I'm doing that together because it makes sense to sell them together as a bundle. Okay, so those are my 4 things of how to create a profitable personal brand on social media. I hope you guys have the best day ever. As always, go to JanaKingsford.com/shop to see what you can buy from me, so you can do the buy-in versus the opt-in. There is no freebie bundles around this place. You can just go to my Facebook, my Instagram, my YouTubes, and you can get all the free stuff. If you want more depth and breadth and width, go to my shop, JanaKingsford.com/shop. Have the best day ever, growing to big dreams. Thank you so much for being here, social media nutcrackers. Okay, Chief Big Dreamer of the internet is out.